First, I would like to announce that this recap contains giveaway contest. For more details, go check the description. So let's begin with the recap. Nurse practitioner Mel moves to remote town Virgin River to start a new job. She meets Hope McCree, the mayor, who hired her and who has offered her a very basic lodge. Mel meets Jack, the bartender, in the local bar. Next day, Mel arrives at the Doc Mullen's office where he is not pleased that she was hired without his approval. Mrs. McCree goes to Doc Mullen's and speaks with him regarding Mel. He agrees to give Mel 30 days probation. Doc Mullins is not keen on having Mel around. A frustrated Mel gives her notice to Hope. Meanwhile, Hope pleads with Doc to give Mel a chance and let her do her job. Mel tells Doc Mullins that she called the CPS to hand over the baby in the morning. An angry Doc tells Mel she is fired. Jack arrives at Charmaine's home and they end up in bed together. Mel discovers Lily in the back room and is shocked to see her breastfeeding the baby. Doc drops off Hope at her house. She collapses while walking up the stairs, saying she can't breathe. Doc assures her that he will take care of her. Jack comes over with a crochet for Hope. Mel meets him coldly. Jack is offhand about his relationship with Charmaine, implying that she thinks it's more serious than he does. Charmaine shows up to surprise Jack. Jack and Mel are taken to the pod camps so that Mel can treat the boss for a bullet wound and later helps one of the residents, a young woman, give birth. Doc tracks them down and retrieves them after Hope is alerted to their disappearance by a phone call from Mel's sister. Hope is revealed to be treating Charmaine with distaste because her mother was a close friend that had an affair with Doc while they were still together, but later gives her the benefit of the doubt. Mel later finds Jack in the middle of the night and finding out about his time in the Marines. Mel's sister, Joy, visits Virgin River as the town is preparing for the Moonlight Mingle, a dance where everyone switches partners between songs. Preacher helps Paige when her car dies. While he's giving up a jump, he finds an old ID under the seat, but it's not her name. And there are suitcases in the car as if at any moment she and Christopher are ready to run. Preacher is starting to think she's in serious trouble. At the hospital, Mel has a flashback to the night her husband died. After she calms down a bit, they take a detour to a bar for food and games. Jack goes to talk Charmaine. He loves being with Charmaine, but he's not in love with her. Charmaine breaks up with Jack, saying that she can't wait around for him to fall in love with her. Mel admits to Joey that she likes Jack, but she is not ready to get close to anyone. Hope confronts Charmaine about her letter to Jack. She tells Hope to mind her own business and just give the letter to Jack as she asked. Jack's happiness is quickly compromised when he goes back to the bar and reads Charmaine's letter. Big shocker, she is pregnant. Jack was supposed to have breakfast with Mel, but he has to make an emergency supply run for the bar and doesn't have time for breakfast or to tell her about the baby. He just stops by to tell her he wants to talk to her later. When Mel gets to the clinic, Hope assumes that Jack has told her about Charmaine and accidentally drops the news. Now Mel feels like Jack has kept things from her because Hope didn't give him chance to tell her himself. Hope is devastated by the consequences of her meddling. She is sorry that she refused to accept Doc's apology for 20 years and Doc will always regret having broken their wedding vows. He never stopped loving her and Hope loves him too. They kiss and make up. Coincidentally, Paige's ex-husband comes into the bar later that day. He says his name is Paul. That doesn't mean anything to Preacher, but when he goes to check on Paige and Christopher, later they are gone and there are no signs of a struggle. Mel runs into Charmaine later when she is running errands. She congratulates Charmaine on the baby, saying that she and Jack are going to be wonderful parents. When Jack comes to see Mel later to try to talk things out, he tells her that he never knew he could feel the way he feels about her. Jack knows he's asking a lot from her, but he wants to be part of her future. Mel says she needs time to think about it, but once Jack is gone, she starts packing and calls Joey to say she's coming home. Mel says goodbye to Mark at his gravestone, determined to return to Virgin River. In Virgin River, Jack is doing his best to take care of pregnant Charmaine, while Hope and Doc are secretly seeing each other again. Mel bumps into Jack and Charmaine at Doc's office, making Charmaine very upset. Jack tries to convince Mel to give the relationship a chance, but Mel won't relent. Doc asks Mel to help with Charmaine's treatment as she may have a high-risk pregnancy. Mel talks to Hope about Charmaine staying at her place until she recovers. Brady comes to try and get his job back from Jack. Jack comes to Mel's rescue during a break-in Charmaine moves into Hope's house. Paige is in trouble when she is found. Paige calls Preacher when her attempt at self-defense goes wrong. Doc and Hope continue their secret relationship but goes on a date with Muriel. Mel goes to the bar to clear the air with Jack. Her car breaks down after a heated discussion. Brady discovers the logging companies and Calvin's real purpose, mulling fentanyl. Calvin tags Brady as his potential successor. Preacher confides in Connie about Paige's situation. Jack and his army buddies have a reunion without Brady, but it brings back bad memories. Mel continues to hear more unpleasantness from Stacy and visits Charmaine to give her blood results. Charmaine's health is better and gets to go home. Jack takes the buddies kayaking, but they don't trust Jack as he is still drunk. Mel stops Jack from kayaking into dangerous rapids. Jack tells Mel about his insecurities about being a father. Ricky and Lizzie get into a car crash. The sheriff finds a body in the forest. On the anniversary of Mark's death, Mel tries to get through the day as normally as possible. Charmaine is upset at how much time Jack spends with Mel. Preacher and Connie meet up, worried about the body. He remembers the night he hid Wes's body. The body found in the forest is identified as Leo, the man who held up Mel. Brady talks to Jack at the bar about Lily's farm, and Jack warns him that he has put himself in a bad position. Kelvin finds out about Spencer ratting him out and gives Brady a choice: either kill Spencer or not be part of the Growers. Doc leaves for a medical conference in Seattle. Jack's deal for buying the house is falling apart. As he tries to find Spencer, Hope finds out that Muriel is also in Seattle from the ladies at the bar. Preacher panics now that West's vehicle was found by the sheriff. Charmaine and Mel work together to find Jack. Jack is captured by Brady and Jimmy. Charmaine confesses to Mel that she may move with her aunt in Portland. The sheriff goes to the bar to talk to Preacher, and he finds out that Wes is a wanted man and suspected to be on the run after his partner flipped on him. Kelvin lets Jack go. Connie catches Lizzie and Ricky together. Doc comes back from Seattle to show Hope how much he loves her. Charmaine finds out about Jack wanting to buy a house and is very happy. Mel confronts Brady at the lumber yard about Spencer. He tells her to meet up at another location to avoid being seen. Charmaine thinks that Jack wants to be together, but when he rejects her again, she decides she doesn't want him in the twins' life. Brady shows Mel Spencer's grave. Vince, West's twin brother, comes looking for him. He knows that Preacher is Paige's friend and tells him to give her a message that he's coming for her. Mel shows Jack a video of Spencer alive and while getting on a bus with his wife and kid. Jack is relieved that Spencer is alive. Jamie says goodbye to Preacher and says she will see him in San Francisco. Mike lets Jack know that he is in touch with Spencer and they'll be taking down Emerald Lumber along with Brady, who works there. Doc has some serious medical news for Hope but is interrupted when they are surprised by their friends. Mel finds Jack lying on the floor of the bar with a gunshot wound. A fully recovered Jack throws a party to celebrate Ricky's graduation. Hope is away visiting her aunt in South Carolina, but she can't return due to cancelled flights because of a hurricane. Jax's house goes up in flames. Jack and Mel are able to escape without injury. Jax's house is completely destroyed by the fire, so he spends some time at Mel's cabin. She asks him to stay with her, but he is reluctant. Lily comes to Mel's cabin and Lily tells Mel that she has cancer. Lily reveals that she has stage 4 pancreatic cancer and wants to list Mel as an emergency contact. Mel receives a certified letter from Stacy announcing her pregnancy. Ricky visits a Marine Corps recruitment center. Lily comes to Doc's house at night because Hope is on the phone. Mike calls to let Jack know that Jimmy is in custody. Jack finds Mel sleeping in the backseat of her car, which makes him feel he's imposing on her. Hope tells Doc she's staying in South Carolina a while longer to help her aunt. Mike and Jack discuss Jimmy's involvement in Jack's shooting. Jack has some romantic surprises for Mel. Mel asks Jack an emotionally loaded question. Tara has collapsed from a stress-induced seizure. Lily is worried about Tara keeping the farm going after Lily is gone. Jack believes he can't give Mel what she wants while he fights for the twins and doesn't want to stand in the way of her becoming a mother. He breaks up with Mel and immediately regrets it. Hope calls Doc but is surprised when Muriel answers his phone. Hope is still in the dark about Lily's health. Lily goes to take a cat nap before dinner. When Tara goes to call Lily for dinner, Tara finds that Lily has passed away in her sleep. The town prepares to say goodbye to Lily. Bree is surprised when she suffers a miscarriage. Both Mel and Jack feeling emotional after Lily's funeral, they decide to reconcile. Doc learns that Hope has been seriously injured in an automobile accident. Mel learns that her IVF procedure while she was in LA was successful and she is pregnant. She debates with herself about how and when to tell Jack she is pregnant. Doc faithfully keeps vigil at the hospital for Hope. Encouraged by Jack's openness and vulnerability, Mel finally tells Jack she is pregnant, but also that she doesn't know if he's the father. Mel is pregnant but unsure if the baby's father is Mark or Jack. Preacher hires a private investigator to find Vince and Christopher. Preacher shows Jack footage of Vince on the run, which triggers a memory revealing that Vince shot Jack. Brady has been wrongly imprisoned and framed for the shooting. Mike still believes Brady did it though. Mel helps Cameron deliver a baby but it is stillborn. Jack's father visits and disapproves of his life choices, especially the fact he didn't marry Charmaine. Jack's father visits and disapproves of his life choices, especially the fact he didn't marry Charmaine, who he is having twins with. Kelvin threatens Bree, telling her that Brady needs to start working for him again. It is revealed that Jack's mother wants a divorce. Preacher starts to date his Aikido instructor, Julia. Brady gets out on bail but doesn't know who provided the payment. Doc confesses to Hope about having a grandson and she is excited to meet him. Jack finds out his mother is having an affair. Bree and Brady are united on the outside and get back together. Mel plans a surprise getaway for Jack after he gifts her a necklace. Preacher suggests camping on a remote island. They try to get Jack away from work early, but he has decided to paint the entire bar. Jack manages to land the plane and the pilot is rushed into hospital. Doc is worried about his wife's slow recovery and books her in for a checkup. She lies and ditches the appointment to be with her sewing circle friends. Jack refuses to take the paternity test, which upsets Mel. Doc confronts Hope about her lie. Hope asks Denny to stay at their house and he accepts. Mel takes Jack to see a therapist. She's worried about his excessive drinking too. Jack reads Chris's letter and then burns it. Mel feels a pain in her stomach and shouts for Jack, but he has passed out. She calls Doc, worrying her baby is hurt. Jack tells Mel that he will give up alcohol for her. Mel apologizes to Joey and the wedding is back on. Jack misses the wedding and goes missing. Mel worries sick and Preacher drives around town searching for him. The whole town looks for Jack, who is still missing. Preacher finds him asleep in his truck. Jack apologizes to Mel but she is enraged. She tells him to stay at Preacher's house. She has taken over Kelvin's job and wants Brady to be more involved in the business. Mel says yes and the couple are engaged. Mel receives the lab results. Jack is the father and they are having a girl. Cameron resigns due to their argument and won't be convinced otherwise by Mel. A flashback reveals why Vince shot Jack. Mel and Jack rush over to Charmaine's. She is struggling to breathe but tells Jack the twins aren't his children. Thank you for watching the recap, and if you liked it, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.